Did you have any background in wrestling? Did you ever wrestle here when you were in
No, we didn't wrestle here. Penn State came to our to ASU one time, and then we never dueled. I wrestled Phil in national tournament in my junior year, and then but we never dueled him here.
I mean, what's that kind of the atmosphere? What does it feel like here early on? I mean, this is his
Yeah,
hometown ground.
yeah,
I saw you
yeah.
hooked up with him a few minutes ago.
Yeah, it feels like an old school wrestling duel, you know, and I like that, you know, traveling over here and you know, getting that winter time. You know, I come from Arizona, so it's sunshine. You feel that gloomy, and that reminds me of wrestling season. Mm-hmm. So that automatically puts me in that competitive mode that I'm going to compete at the end of the week here. So same as when I was wrestling. So I'm excited about it. I've been around the world. It's nice to fight here in the States and at another big wrestling school.
Tell us about Linton Vassell. He's made vast improvements in the last 3 years since he fought for the title. He avenged the defeat to Emmanuel Newton. I don't know if you've seen that first fight, but he was all over him for 10 minutes, wasn't he? Yeah. And then it kind of slipped away like sand through his fingers, that fight. What kind of problems does he pose in your view? Yeah,
he's good everywhere. You know, he's dangerous. He's very athletic. He's long, unorthodox in ways, but he's technical in other ways. You know, and so that's always a problem. You know, and I faced those challenges before. He reminds me of a couple fights, you know, in my previous career that I fought against. You know, and so he's been on a good win streak lately. You know, but at the same time, I've been here fighting killers the past 8 years have been top 10 guys in the world consistently, you know, and my last fight was against one of the top 3 guys in the world, regardless of the promotion, you know, so that said, I'm not taking this lightly at all. It's one of those fights that's dangerous. I got to go in there and perform best of my abilities, and I'm going to do that.
And presumably, you know that, you know, your next 3 years in Bellator, if it's that long that you want to continue fighting, they're all going to be that level guys anyway.
100%. You're at this level. We're fighting for a championship here. You know, you don't get there by mistake. You know, so everybody's going to be at that top level. And that being said, like I reiterated earlier, that I've been doing that already my whole career. You know, if you look at my resume, I've fought in legends of the sport. Every time I've gone in there, it's been against a guy that is top 5, top 10 in the world. That's a former champion. That's this and that, a huge name. You know, so for me, it's normal. You know, and we've studied his fights. You know, I haven't heard much about him beforehand. Obviously, fighting him, so we dove into that, and we feel good about it.
With the McGarry performance from him?
Yeah,
impressed with that one?
I mean, yeah, he went in there and took him down. You know, was on top of him most of the time. You know, and McGarry's takedown defense is not the best. You know, everybody knows that. But yeah, I mean, he went in there and got the job done, and earned himself a title shot. So here we are.
Linton's not a trash talker, but he made a funny comment yesterday when I put to you when I interviewed him. Was that I haven't published it yet. Was that, you know, when you look at the physical dimensions of you both, your stats. Yeah. He said you're like a T-Rex compared to him because you've got much shorter arms. Hey. What do you make of that? And then he called you a T-Rex compared to him.
Hey, T-Rex are pretty badass, so you know.
I thought you'd say that.
No,
might chew his head off.
Yeah, I've been in. Like I keep going back to, like, I fought everybody. I fought guys that are long as him, like OSP, that are kind of like the same weirdness, very similar. Got the job done. You know, keep going back to that, and so. I would tailor my style to the person I'm fighting, and you know, don't think that we don't know that he's not long and this and that, you know. So it's just one of those things where I'm going out there to got my game plan. He's going to do the same with him, and you know, physical attributes is not what's going to win you this fight.
Final one for me is that you had a frustrating time sometimes in the UFC. We know each other a long time, and we've spoken about it. Do you seem, and I'm sure you feel, more relaxed in this phase of your career? Change of fight organisation, you've won the belt already. Yeah. Is this a kind of very relaxed Ryan Bader now? Yeah, you know, it started with loss to Anthony Johnson. I went out there, we had a game plan, and it wasn't to take him down, but I made a bad shot and paid for it. And who you had really hurt. Yeah, and I had you know, was a wounded tiger. Going back from that, you know, I had a 5-fight win streak, and then I fought Glover. I had him hurt, had him done, got overzealous, you know, so I learned from that. And, you know, Anthony Johnson, everybody has bad nights, and I did that night, and that fight sucked and got beat. But ever since then, you know, I was in my head, I go, you know, we're going to have fun.
I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself like I did for the fight before. I got too
almost
caught
like
up into it. But
it's almost, Ryan, like you've realised your fighting IQ and you want to go out there and implement.
Well, that's the thing too. You know, I know I'm the best in the world, you know, and so I take that mentality into training, into these fights. But at the same time, I'm having fun. I'm not overthinking stuff. I know how I perform. I've been in here 30 times, you know, and it's going in there. I know my body's going to perform, you know, and just kind of kicks back to that. So I get to have fun in fight week, day of, before the fight, and feel good walking in there. Where other people are doubting themselves, thinking, hey, did I do enough? I'm stepping up in competition. How's this going to go? Stuff like that. I've proven myself. I've fought the best of the best. You know, he hasn't. He's fought, you know, good guys, McGeary and that, and then, you know, a good wrestler that he fought, he lost, you know, went into a light heavyweight tournament and got last place, you know, so it's one of those things where I've been there, done that.
Thank you.
Ryan, your game's always evolving, but I think it was in the Nagara fight. I saw a vicious ground and pound that just seemed to take it to a whole new level, even for you.
Yeah.
Did that feel different for you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is being comfortable with, you know, it's experience. Experience is one thing, and then being comfortable on the ground, jiu-jitsu-wise, with subs and all that, controlling. And so once you have a controlling position, you can rain down those brutal ground and pound. And the first fight with Nogara, you know, I wasn't that versed in jiu-jitsu, and I had to watch myself, I had to stay back and pick my, you know, stay outside his range, his half guard sweep. And now that I've made up that ground, I went in there worrying about it, but not worrying about it. You know, I was cautious, but not, I was right in it. You know, I almost had him in a rear naked choke one time, you know, and it's just getting your position. I'm comfortable everywhere now. Whereas in the past, I might have not been comfortable in certain areas or on my back. And now I know I can get up on top, I can get my position, advance my position, and not worry about these subs coming because I've been there a million times before.
Do you always feel like the stronger, physically stronger fighter in there?
Yeah, I actually, you know, I do. There's a couple strong guys that I fought before, like going back to OSP was strong, Glover was strong, you know, but I feel like I'm the strongest one out there, but I can sustain that. And that's where I feel, you know, guys may be as strong as me, but come second, third, fourth, fifth round, I take that over.
Was he a name that you were expecting to hear for your first title defense, or were there other guys that were kind of on your radar that you thought maybe?
Well, I was expecting King Mo because we were supposed to fight already in the New York card. You know, he was a guy. You know, there's a handful of guys, and I was always watching as far as who's going to be the next guy. And then I saw that he beat McGeary. You know, and so I figured it'd be Phil or King Mo, and then potentially him. And then we got the word that it was you know, Vassell. So. It doesn't matter to me, you know. I feel like I came in and beat the top guy, the next best guy in 205-pound division in Bellator. And so now it's time to keep that belt and just keep it rolling.
You're a big man, sorry, you're a very big man anyway, naturally. Would you consider stepping up to heavyweight at any point?
Yeah, that's one of the things that intrigued me coming over to Bellator was opportunities, you know, and whether it's me making it, you know, saying, hey, I want to go up to heavyweight, or they're asking, you know, and so I'm definitely willing to explore all options, and I wouldn't mind. Oh yeah, going in maybe a heavyweight tournament is something. If they do that, you know, I'm definitely open, and that's what I told them right coming over. I want to do those things. I want to explore opportunities, and I got the opportunity to fight for a title right away, and so that's what I love about this organization.
I know Phil maybe is going to need this win and maybe one or two more. Does it feel like that's a fight that you're going to get again down the road?
Yeah, I think he's one of the, you know, the best fighters, like I already said, in his division. You know, and I think two of the best fighters in the division fought for the belt the last time. You know, think about Phil Davis and I. You know, we're very similar. He has a short list of guys that beat him. You know, and we don't match up well for the fans' sake. You know, because we're so competitive and sticking to our game plans and whatnot. So I think there'll be a couple more fights for sure. You know, there's still people out there like a King Mo and stuff like that are deserving of a title shot also. And so freshen it up a little bit, and then I know I'm going to see him again down the road.
Yeah. If you could pick the way to get this thing done on Friday night, what would it be?
Man, I want to finish. I want to go in there and finish him. You know, there has been a little trash talk on his side on social media, and he's got to do what he's got to do to pump himself up, make him feel good. But you know, for me, it's just going in there, and this is one of those fights where I attained a goal last time, is winning that belt. There's a lot of pressure. You may never fight for a belt again. So to get that and have that in the bucket, And now it's almost freeing. You open myself up, take more risks, have fun in there, and get the job done. And that's when I fight my best.
There's another title fight right before you. Do you want to pick a winner between Ilima and Macfarlane? And
I haven't seen too much fights of theirs, so I wouldn't be able to pick.
Okay.
Do you believe that he knows deep down inside that he's out of his league, or do you think that he's going in with?
You know, I do believe, and if you're not in this sport and you don't believe in yourself, you shouldn't be here, and he wouldn't have made it here. But I do feel there's something inside of him that thinks, man, what is this going to be like? The only time I fought another wrestler with King Mo, he's like, you know, he had a rough first round, and then it only got worse, you know. And you know, for me, it's just I'm comfortable. I know what I'm going to do, you know. And he has holes in his game that he knows I can exploit also. And so that's always in the back of your head. You know, everybody goes in there with some sort of doubt or this and that, but that's what I got over. Is I'm coming in here, you know, 100% focused. I feel good. I know I'm going to go in there and win, and that's it.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.